Conor, a simple one to start. How were the celebrations on Saturday?
Yeah, really, really good. Special night, special couple of days. The instant feeling of like complete joy, family and friends around you. Days that you'll remember for a long time. The scenes, the buzz, the atmosphere, the whole thing really just kind of all bundled into one day. It was just really special, and like you said, it's a day you'll remember for a long time. Yeah.
Getting on for 10 years since your first promotion, a little older now, do you experience things differently?
Probably cherish it a little bit more the older you get. I think when you're a little bit younger and you're fortunate enough to get your first promotion, like you said, 10 years ago, there's people in the dressing room, around that age, like me, 21, 22, 23, whatever it might be, you enjoy it, of course, and it's your first promotion, you can't believe it, it's amazing, but you think, I've got loads of time left and I'll get a lot more. So being 33 and lucky enough to get another one, especially with a big football club, with how it's gone for the last few years for the whole club, the added kind of buzz and the added joy to it all, it's just been really special, really. And like I said, to get it a little bit later in my career again is really something that I wanted to do and taste before, whenever the time may come. So absolutely delighted with that. You
were voted captain at the start of the season. Tell me about that honour and maybe what it's been like to lead this team.
First and foremost, to get it from the lads was amazing. I've been fortunate enough to have been captain at previous clubs, so it wasn't a new role to me. I've always seen myself as a kind of a leader in dressing rooms with good standards and kind of looking after players and kind of setting standards, even with how I look after myself every day, timekeeping and all the rest of it. So I felt like getting it from the lads was a great honour. One of the big things for me coming here was try and get promoted. So being captain at the start of the year, it kind of gave me extra motivation to try and do that and achieve that, and to manage the group over the year has been pretty easy, to be honest. They've been a really, really good group. Not much has happened in terms of big issues or anything like that. It's all been pretty small and little bits here and there, but overall, credit to the lads. They've made my jobs really, really easy, and it's been a pleasure, really.
People on the outside, media, supporters, I think always look for narratives and like to say, was this the moment that it came together? Was that the thing that caused things to turn around? Do you feel that there was anything like that this season?
Yeah, I've tried to think about that the last few days, but I think we had a decent Christmas period and things started to move a little bit then. I think when we first got in and around the top two, I can't remember when it was, but it felt like, right, this can happen a little bit. I can't remember when that was. You'll be able to tell me a lot easier than me probably. But there was a stage obviously where Bolton were kind of in the driving seat, and then they had a couple of games in hand and they didn't win them games in hand, and then we got a couple of good results against kind of bigger teams to make the belief kind of go. Maybe Blackpool away was a really good performance that made me think, right, okay, we're getting there a little bit. Just off the top of my head, obviously the Bolton, but that was Bolton at home, but that was towards the end of the season. So yeah, look, I think we had a decent Christmas period where we were on a good run, and like I said, it's really hard to put your finger on one thing, but it's just momentum, swings, you ride the wave. Yes, there's been up and downs along the way, up good moments and not so good moments, of course, but it's all ended well, which is the main thing.
One thing we've talked about a lot as the season's come towards an end is that it feels as though every player in that room has had a moment or a couple of moments where they have really contributed. I guess for you, the standouts, the winners against Burton Albion and maybe the penalty against Reading as well in really crucial victories. Is there anything else that you will really go back to?
For me, I think, just speaking about the group rather than me as an individual, I think the biggest thing for me this year is that we've had a lot of injuries. We've had lots of, freak incidences or, where lads just kind of have got injured and lads have just stepped up constantly. Whatever game it is, someone's just filled into their shoes, put in a good performance, got the result, and we've moved on to the next group. Everyone has, I could go through so many players who have been big players for this year who have had injuries at certain points, bar maybe Cash and Nels. Everyone else has been injured or out with the team, and someone stepped in. So that's credit to all the lads in the dressing room. They've all played a big part at big moments. I've mentioned someone like Gailey, who's come in for 3-4 games, was really good, then got injured, but we needed him at the time. Liam Thompson has come in at times and done really, really well. Lads have just constantly stepped up. You know, there's been a battle at right back all season with Kane, Ryan and Wardy. They've all had big moments over the course of the year, putting in really good performances. You know, Sibs has gone to left back. He was in midfield. I could go on and on and on. So, yeah, I just feel like the dressing room has really played a big part. There hasn't been like 10 certain individuals who have played every week. Yeah, there has been 3 or 4 or 5, of course. You always need that. But whatever the injury, whatever the circumstance, lads have just stepped in, done the job, and moved on to the next game, and that's been a big plus for the squad for sure.
You've broken lots of records along the way as well. Most points in a season, most away wins, best defensive record in the EFL. Have you talked about all those things, or do they sort of get lost in amongst promotion?
Not really, to be honest with you. There's been obviously you see like tweets after games, and you see like certain records broken that the gaffer might mention, or Richie Barker's big on kind of some stats like clean sheets and all the rest of it, which I get, of course. They're targets that probably the coaching staff want to reach at certain stages of the season, right? We can tick that off, great, on to the next one. But as players, it's more promotion, fully focused promotion. You know, we had the disappointment last year of not making the playoffs. To go on now and achieve what we did this year probably makes, until now, really makes me look how much of a failure last year was, really. You know, for a club like this to only finish 7th is not good enough, really. So to go on and flip that on its head and to get into the top 2 where we wanted to get, forget about the playoffs, it's been some turnaround over the last few years for the club. So credit to everyone, really.